Fogg is being played by a Scotsman, Passepartout by a Frenchman, and Abigail Fix by a German. So that's cool, and our DOP is Italian. Our directors are both English, I guess, but that's fine. They're both very good. Yeah, it is very international. I don't know if I've read it when I was a child. I've read all sorts of adventurous books. I loved those, but I must have at some point because I knew the story. But I hadn't in a long time. And also, moving to England, I only realised how popular the story in England is, because in Germany, what I love about reading the scripts and what the world I imagine or why I would watch it is because at the end of the day, it's about a story about missed opportunity, and it's like a call to live your life to the fullest. Abigail Fix is very unconventional to begin with, but quite spoiled, I would say.
Abigail, what on earth?
Can you tell me what is wrong with this otherwise carefully researched and expertly conveyed article?
Abigail, will you please calm down?
Enlighten me, shall I, Father?
She's definitely a daddy's girl, but she's always had everything she asked for.
1872. Would your readership really suffer a mass coronary if they discovered a woman had written this?
No.
She is in her mid-20s and not married and doesn't have kids and doesn't even think about, thinks about her career, and that's only possible because her father gave her that space. She's very clever and knows a lot of things, but she's never actually been outside of England. So she knows a lot about the world in theory. I think to begin with, he's a bit like a distant uncle. There is a moment where, because Fix is really trying to find out what kind of a writer she wants to be, not reinventing writing, but finding a new form of writing stories.
What made you want to take on this challenge, Mr. Fogg?
I've been asking him that since we left London. What's your answer, Mr. Fogg?
So she writes a story about Fogg, which is quite personal, not untrue and beautifully written, but she makes a huge mistake. So that's the moment where their friendship, which has formed at this point, is really tested. But by the end of the series, they're definitely very good friends, I'd say. I think it's really unnerving for her when she can't figure someone out immediately, and Passepartout is quite a difficult one to figure out because he's lived so many lives. And that, on the one hand, is intriguing to her, and on the other hand, it's deeply frustrating.
Such a shame, mademoiselle. I think we would have enjoyed each other's company.
Aren't you the waiter from the Reform Club?
And yes, I think at the beginning she'd rather, I think, have a different valet there, someone a bit more trustworthy, a bit more, someone who knows his place a bit more, does his job, but But then, during the journey, she discovers that he's actually a very deeply caring, intelligent man who has actually seen a lot of the world, so there's a lot to learn from him.
You can't learn about a city from reading a book.